Hey, good afternoon, everyone, on this beautiful Tuesday. I tell you, it is a gorgeous day here, and I'm grateful to God for allowing us to see another day. This is May 6th, 2025, and I'm grateful to God that you will be joining me on this segment of Tuesday Talk with T. Thank you so much for always tuning in, for those who are faithful to do so, and even for those who go back and listen at your leisure when you can't do it at 2 o'clock. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to you guys for taking the time out of your schedule to just, listen to me chat and talk about some things. I want to start this day out by wishing all of my fellow nurses a happy Nurses Day. To all of my fellow nurses out there, this is our day the day that specifically celebrated for National Nurses Day on May the 6th. Uh, it actually starts through a week of May the 6th through May the 12th, I believe. Thank you, baby, for joining me. But yeah, but happy Nurses Day to all of my fellow nurses. Hope you're having a great day, whatever you may be doing, whether it's working or for those that are retired or like me, semi-retired. But make it a great day. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about today. Today's segment is a question. Why am I jealous of you? That's my topic for today. Why am I jealous of you? Okay, that's the topic for today. Um, I always like to give you an encouraging word. Encouraging word is found this week, Galatians chapter 5, verse 26. Galatians chapter 5, verse 26 says, let us not become conceited, provoking and envying each other. Let us not become conceited, provoking and envying each other. That's Galatians chapter 5, verse 26. As I always tell you, make sure that you read the entire chapter at your leisure to increase your growth in God. So let's talk about why am I jealous of you? Let me start out by saying now jealousy is a basic human emotion. It is something that if you say you've never gone through it, yes you have. Yes you have. At some point in your life you've had moments where you may have been jealous of someone or something, or some incident that you became envious of. But so we understand that even in Galatians chapter 5, it even talks about how jealousy is considered as a sin among Christians. You start going towards uh, chapter 5, going like you're going to talk about around the fruit of the Spirit, I think, before you get to verse 23, 22, and 23, which lists the fruit of the Spirit. It starts talking about that we should not be envious or jealous of one another. So jealousy is considered as a sin. But yeah, but we have gone through it. Even in our Christian walk, we have had moments where we have found ourselves jealous of certain things. Well, let's talk about it. Jealous is often described as an emotion. It's an emotional reaction that arises when we perceive a threat to something that we value. That may be a definition for the most part of jealousy. But at its core, it's about insecurity and fear. It really is when you start thinking about it. It's really about our insecurity and our fear. Whether it's like with a romantic partner or a job or a dream, jealousy usually comes up when we feel something important is to us might be taken away. For the most part, that's where jealousy comes from, because we have that fear, that insecurity, that something that's important to us may be taken away from us. Why we feel that way, not sure, but yeah, for the most part, that's why jealousy is considered and described as an emotional reaction. Uh, so why is understanding jealousy important? Well, because when left unchecked, when we leave that part unchecked, jealousy can damage relationships. It really can. It can affect our mental health and even impact our physical well-being. When we don't address it, when we don't check ourselves, it can turn into something worse, and even to the point where it can affect us physically. So by recognizing and addressing it, we can prevent these negative consequences, and foster healthier interaction and have a more peaceful mindset about it. So, like I said, we have to get to a point where we need to check ourselves when we begin to feel those feelings of being jealous of something or someone. So while it may seem that jealousy mostly involves how you feel in regard to someone else, it really is our relationship with ourselves that's often the root cause of a toxic jealousy. Like for many people, the true root of jealousy is insecurity, like I mentioned before. At the core, it's insecurity, it's the fear. So you're not secure of who you are as a person. You're not comfortable about how God has created you. So you look at another person and want what they have, what that person have. That's not a normal feel. That's something that you really need to get, check yourself out on that, because I think a lot of times we forget uh, that what God has for us is for us, and God has placed special things within each one of us. That's a reason why we're here. Uh, I read this. I read this statement. I think it says for many people, um, like I mentioned, that the root cause of the jealousy is insecure. But there's a saying that I did read, and it says that there's no need to be jealous of others. What's for you is for you, and what they have wouldn't fit you anyway. Be thankful for all you have and know that all you desire is on the way. I like that saying. When I looked at that, I really like that saying. There's no need to be jealous of others, because what God has for you is for you. What you have for you is for you, and what they have wouldn't fit you anyway, because it wasn't designed for you. I want you to get an understanding of that. That's why when I saw that saying, I said, "Wow, that spoke volume to me." What other people have wouldn't fit you anyway, because if it did, then you would have received it. So you have to be thankful for all that you have, and know that what you desire is on the way. That's how we have to look at it. That's how we have to look at it. So you forget how unique and special you are to God, and even how special you are to other people. So you got to stop looking at another person and want what that person have. What they have would not fit you anyway. If you don't remember anything else, remember that. That was something that God had given to them, even from at their earliest existence. God had given them something special and unique. God has given me something special and unique. God has given you something special and unique. So I'm going to embrace what God has given me. I don't have time to worry about what God has given someone else. Once again, just like I said, because it wouldn't fit me anyway. So I'm not going to try to get into, let's just say you want to try to get into a beautiful outfit that you saw someone else have. Oh man, that looks so good. I'm going to buy the same thing that she has. I'm going to buy the same thing that he has. And then just to find out that it didn't look good on you in the first place when you put it on. Your mindset was so focused on how it looked on that other person, you even take a good look at yourself in the mirror and think it looks the same on you as it did on the person that you've seen. And it does not. It does not. So you have to be careful. Know that what God has given you is special, and what he has given someone else will not fit you anyway. Okay? So when most people say that they're jealous, what they mean is that someone else has something that they really want. That's basically what it is. When people even bring up, well, I'm jealous of that person. What you're saying is that you want something that they have. Okay? And jealousy can be a complex, strong emotion, and you might not feel very good when you're dealing with it. So, but instead of thinking of it as something negative, let's check this. Try looking at it as a helpful source of information. And well, why do I say that? Once you understand what's happening to you, once you realize, okay, this is not right, you can come to doing something about it, because it can bring harm to you, cause harm to you, and to people around you. So use it as a tool of say, okay, I need to really check myself. So check yourself and put yourself back in place where you need to be, and because you're better than that. You're better than that. Okay. So jealousy tells you there's difference between what you have and what you want. Okay? Well, jealousy sometimes develops in response to a partial picture. You don't see the full thing. Yeah. In other words, you might be comparing yourself and your own achievements and attributes to another idealized or incomplete view of someone else. Now, I want to say that again. You, you might be comparing yourself and your own achievements, what you've achieved, and your attributes to an idealized or incomplete view of someone else. Once again, there's a lot of people, excuse me, there's a lot of people that want to emulate other people. They want to be like them. They want to look like them. They want to dress like them. They want to talk like them. They want to walk like them. I mean, and it's scary when I put it in that manner because it is scary. They want to be a carbon copy of someone else. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. So let's consider the full picture. Let's consider for because I said earlier, jealousy sometimes develops in response to a partial picture. So let's complete the picture. Let's consider the full picture. People typically display their best selves to the world, so it's not always easy to tell what's really happening in someone else's life or relationship, because people are gonna put their best foot forward. Yeah, they want the world to see their best, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's great. That's genuine. Then there's the whole issue with social media. You know, that's the biggie. Social media, which magnifies this concept, and social media make people look bigger than what they really are. Okay, people love putting things on social media to make themselves look good. Y'all know I'm right. Y'all know I'm right. But make sure you know what's real and what's not. You know, because AI can make anything look good. You know, sometimes, you know, and don't get me wrong, people like to play with AI. That's good. But make sure that you recognize what's AI, artificial intelligence, versus the real thing. So, you know, because people, like I said, social media is the biggie, you know, and that's the one that makes, you know, you're gonna pump yourself up higher than what you really are. But you never truly know what someone's going through, especially when you're just looking at social media. A lot of times people put themselves on social media to cover things up, to have you think that they're not going through what they're going through. So they're going to paint a pretty picture of themselves. They want to make themselves feel better by looking at what they're doing on social media. And it could be further from the truth. So you don't know their story, and you don't know how even if they are successful, you don't know how they became successful. You don't know the rough patches that they may have gone through to become where they are. Everything on social media, I mean, I'm not saying that everything is negative. There's some positive things. I hope what I'm doing now, this is social media, hope this is positive. This is what I pray for. You know, but you have to basically look at the full picture. Make sure you take a good look at what's happening. Because in the age of social media, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing our lives to those of others. Easy. It's easy. And seeing someone else's success or happiness can trigger feelings of inadequacy. You know, because you're looking at someone else, they're happy, they seem to be doing everything good, and you're asking the question, why can't I do that? Or why can't I be like that? Or why do they have this and I've been trying all this time and I can't? Uh, my husband, I love how he puts insecurity fuels jealousy. God does not give one person everything. I love when he says that. But he gives everyone something. So, if you don't remember, and I love when he says that. God does not give one person every single thing, but he does give everyone something. Work with your something that God has given you. And once again, you don't know what it took for the people that you see that's successful. You don't know what it took for them to become successful. You have no idea. You have no idea what work they had to do. You have no idea how blood, sweat, tears, sleepless nights, hard times, and trying to get the. You have no idea. You don't know their story. So we have to be careful how we want to emulate someone else, how we want to be like someone else because we're jealous of them. So you have to be cautious of that. So envy can be a significant component of jealousy, which basically is symbolic. When you're envied, it's basically the same as being jealous. So envy can be significantly as a component of jealousy, especially when we feel that we are not measuring up in some areas of our lives. And that's what a lot of times where may stem the envy and the jealousy come from, because we don't feel like that we're measuring up. And this comparison makes us feel that others have something we lack, you know, creating resentment and negative emotion. We feel like that because they got it. Why, once again, why I don't have it? Okay. Uh, do you find yourself comparing your achievements or relationship with others on social media or in your circle? How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel when you try to compare your relationship and with your on social media with your how do you compare your achievements? Okay, why are you allowing it to make you feel the way that you're feeling? And these are questions that you have to ask yourself. Why do I feel the way that I feel? Why do I have to be jealous of someone else? Yeah, why do I have to put myself in that position? Why am I not looking at where I am and what God has created me to be? All the attributes that I have. I feel like I'm a good person, and God has granted me, first of all, life. I'm still here. There's a reason I'm still here. So God has given me the ability to do certain things. I can't spend my life being jealous of what someone else has because they have something different than what I have. Let me concentrate on what God has given me. Let me work on those things. Let me try to perfect that what He has given me, uh, especially to lead people to Him and to witness for Him and to become the strong disciple that I continue to be. You know, every day, every single hey Sonya, every single day, I want to make sure that I'm better than I was yesterday. So I want to become a stronger disciple each and every day, because my job as a Christ follower is to make disciples of other people, men, women, boys, and girls. So I'm going to concentrate on what God has given me. So people with low esteem are more prone to jealousy because they feel unworthy or undeserving. And I pray that that's not you today. I pray that these people may struggle with self-doubt and leading them to believe that others have more value or more importance. And this mindset creates a fertile ground for jealousy to thrive. When your self esteem is so low and you feel unworthy and you feel undeserving, and you get that self doubt. I doubt I can do that. They can do it better than me. And you put yourself in a point where you become pitiful, and you want to come away from that. You want to come away from that. Like I said, this mindset it'll create a grounds for jealousy to thrive, and as individuals constantly feeling that they are not good enough. Shame on you for feeling that. Shame on you for feeling that. If you're out there, don't ever feel like that you're not good enough, because you are. Know your worth. Know your worth, and also practice gratitude for what you have. Listen to me. God has given me so much. God has given. I'm grateful to Him each and every day. Each and every day, I am so grateful for everything that He has given me. I'm grateful that He has allowed me to wake up each and every day to tell the world how good He's been to me. I'm grateful that God has supplied the needs and even some of my wants. I'm grateful, and I will tell anyone. I will tell anyone how grateful I am, and so I will practice gratitude for what I have. A little gratitude can go a long way, can it? Yeah, be thankful. It can not only reduce feelings of jealousy, but also relieves stress. It can. It can take away all those mental doubts that you may have. And you might not have anything you might not have everything you want, but none of us do. Let's just be real. None of us do. That's a lot of stuff we may. Well, that's a lot of stuff that I want I don't have right now. But guess what? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. But you probably have at least some of what you want. I have a lot of what I want. What I wanted. I have a lot. I'm grateful. And maybe you even have some good things in your life that you didn't expect. You didn't expect to receive. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I've received stuff from God that I never expected. Unexpected check, an unexpected person just to say that I listened to you on Tuesday talking. I enjoyed the encouragement. Unexpected items that may come my way. Have no idea. Unexpected things that people just simply come up and say, "Thank you, I love you." Unexpected. I'm grateful for things that are unexpected that comes my way, especially when they're positive to me. But remember your own worth. Remember your own value. Remember your own value. Remember your own value. You are valued. When jealousy prompts you to compare yourself to others, your self worth can end up taking a hit. Yeah. Your life may be pretty invaluable to someone else after all, but jealousy can make you feel like nothing you have is good enough. Jealousy. Know your worth. Know who you are. Know who you are. I'm thankful to God for what I have. You should be thankful to God for what you have. I have a roof over my head. I have a car to drive. I have clothes on my back. I have food to eat. I have the warmth of my home. I have a loving husband. I have wonderful girls. I have wonderful grandchildren. I have great siblings. The few friends that I have that I call friends, I'm grateful. I even have good acquaintances. I have more acquaintances than I have friends because I'm very cautious about who I call friend. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So know your worth. Know your own value. And also when you go through the jealousy and you're trying to shake this off, that's another point I want to give you. Give it time. Give it time. If you're experiencing jealousy before, you probably already know that jealousy fades with time. If you start out being jealous of something or someone, after a little while, when you start saying, you know what, why in the world was I spending all that time being jealous of this person, of that thing? So when you start, give it time because it eventually fade away. Yeah. It might feel less intense after you deal with your feelings. So check yourself. Take a look at what's happening with you. But it can also lesson once whenever you feel jealous is over. When you feel like that issue is gone, you start beginning to feel better about yourself. And then you probably even look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Why not?" And laugh at yourself like, that was really ridiculous what I had to go through with being jealous of that. Okay? But listen, I was looking this up. According to a research that looked at the experience of jealousy, people are generally more likely to feel jealous right before something happens rather than after something happens. Let me give you an example. You already in your feelings before it happens. You already in your feelings because you already know this person's getting ready to get an award. Or this co-worker is getting ready to be acknowledged about something. So because you know that the acknowledgement has come and they get ready to accept a particular reward or something of that nature, you're already in your feelings because you felt that should have been you. Okay, that person is receiving something, like I say, and you're already jealous even before they even get the reward or the award. Yeah, yeah. So I can see where this research is coming from. That people generally feel jealous before something happens, rather than after something happens. Because after it happens, it just increases. It just gets worse. But you're already jealous before it happens. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But as time passes, you're also less likely to feel the need to compare yourself or your circumstance to someone else. So, but the positive feelings that you have will stay. Once you start increasing being positive about how insecure and how bad that you feel about what just happened, and you start doing positive things, you know what? Okay, yes, they were well deserving of that, but you know what, God, I'm good with it. I'm going to keep doing what I need to do. And I know that whatever blessing's going to come my way, you're going to grant it, Father. And you have to look at it in that manner. Because, once again, What is meant for you will be yours. Okay? And, and things we need to look for in regards to jealousy. Things we need to look for is like jealousy leads to obsessive or fixated thoughts. Okay? Jealousy, you notice compulsive behavior. You start doing things over and over again because you're so jealous of that person or that thing. Jealous thoughts become uncontrollable or intrusive. Uh, you have violent thoughts or urges. Jealous feelings trigger problematic behavior like following your partner, your spouse, and checking up on them, or pulling up that person's social media page and their threads and tracking everything that's going on with them. You know, when I say it, it sounds ridiculous once you hear it. You know, that people actually, track people down on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but jealousy affects your day to day life, prevents you from doing things you want to do, or causes other distress. When you start looking at all these things, you have to once again, check yourself because you get ready to go into a mental breakdown of being jealous. Okay? And if you constantly need to check out your social media feed of your partner's phone, or what the people at church is wearing, then you can no longer be present in your own life, and that's a problem. Because your mind is fixated on the other thing. You feel like that you have to keep checking the other thing, the other person. And you've basically let your life go. And guess what? After a while, that is seen. I have this saying. There's some people that don't wear jealousy well. You don't know how to wear it because people can see it. And when you take a good look at yourself in the mirror, to be real, you can see it too. So why would you want to keep dressing up in that garment of jealousy? Because you don't look good in it. As a matter of fact, you need to give it up. I wouldn't even want you to take that garment to a Goodwill or a store or anything. Burn it. Burn it. Burn that garment. Burn that garment. So, jealousy doesn't have to take control of your life. By understanding its roots and practicing mindful techniques, you can learn to manage and even transform jealousy into an opportunity for personal growth. Yeah. And when you face feelings of jealousy with compassion and self-reflection, you're more likely to find peace, yeah, and satisfaction within yourself. Yeah. Find that peace. Find your self-worth. Take a good look at yourself. And when you find that you're at that state where you're becoming jealous of other things, other people, shake that off. Burn that garment. Take it off. Okay? And remember, the goal is not to eliminate jealousy altogether. Because as it is a natural human emotion, it is. If you say you've never been jealous, you're lying. You have. Instead, the goal is to understand it and understand what combats jealousy, what happens. Address it constructively and prevent it from interfering with your happiness and well-being. Take a good look at yourself. Nobody needs to be jealous of the other. Work on what God has for you. Knowing that what is for you is for you. Embrace and celebrate others' achievement, other people that have done things well and you know they're well deserving of it. Excuse me. Sorry guys, allergies. But yeah, embrace that. Thursday Bible study. I promise you, we're gonna have Thursday Bible study. We will. We're gonna talk about self-care from a biblical perspective. Self-care from a biblical perspective. Thursday, 4:00. I am sorry, guys. Thursday, 4:00 with my husband, Dr. Larry Black. Y'all pray for me. Pray for my allergies. I did spend some time outside, but shame on me. So everybody be careful if you suffer from allergies like I do. Don't spend too much time outside. The wind is blowing. But thank you guys so much for listening. And I'm going to say a short prayer. No, I'm not. Love you guys. I got to go.